Hey everyone, it's Shri. In today's video, I wanted to share with you my latest upgrade from a 10-year-old MacBook Pro to the latest MacBook with the M2 Max chip. I've been using Mac platform for years and I'm really excited to see how much things have changed over the past decade. I really can't believe my old MacBook Pro lasted 10 years. If somebody had told me I would be having that MacBook Pro for 10 years, I wouldn't believe them. This speaks to the quality of Apple products and I'm a huge fan. So let me tell you about my old MacBook. I bought it in sometime in late 2013 and it was my very first MacBook. It had a 2.3 GHz Intel quad-core i7 chip and a 16 GB RAM along with the 2 GB NVIDIA graphics card. And it also had a 500 GB solid state drive. While it served me for a very long time, it was starting to show its age. The first thing I ran into was not being able to upgrade to Ventura. Big Sur was the last operating system it would support. The next breaking point was the Final Cut Pro was super slow and it was unbearable to work with it. It had 16 GB memory and I was already using 13 GB without even loading any big projects on the Final Cut Pro. So because of all these reasons, I decided to upgrade. I decided to check if I would get any trade-in value for it on the Apple website. And when I checked, Apple said it would happily recycle it for free. So I decided to give it to my mom. I don't think she wants to run Final Cut Pro on it and she might get some good use out of it. It is still a functional laptop, except that I couldn't upgrade to new OS and the video editing really sucked. Then I had this thought. My next MacBook Pro should at least last another 10 years. The two most important things that would make my next MacBook Pro upgrade proof would be the RAM and CPU GPU. Okay, three most. I plan to do a lot of video editing and RAM seems to be the first one to hit the bottleneck. So this time I got 64 GB of RAM. I think that should be plenty enough. With all the applications I'm running, I barely use any swap space. So everything fits in the RAM right now and it's like blazing fast. So I also want to get into machine learning and I want to be able to train some small neural networks on my local machine. I also want to get my hands dirty with the LLM stuff. I think this particular combination of CPU, RAM, GPU and hard disk I think should last me for several years. For CPU I got M2 Max. And for RAM, I got 64 GB, which is also shared by the GPU. And I have a 2 TB solid state drive. I think this particular configuration will last me for several years. Let's look at how these two MacBooks compare in size physically. On the left, I have the 2023 one. On the right, I have 2013 one. Even though 2023 is a 16-inch MacBook Pro, size-wise, they look very similar. 2023 MacBook Pro has a much bigger trackpad compared to 2013 MacBook Pro. Also, the keys on 2023 keyboard are spaced much closer compared to 2013. Also, if you look at the 2013 screen bezel, it appears to be much wider than 2023 one. I guess this is where the difference between 16-inch and 15-inch comes in. Here's the side view of these two laptops. On the bottom we have the 2023 one, which is noticeably thicker compared to the 2013 one. We can also see that the 2013 one did not have any USB-C ports. This was another pain point because every time I had to plug in a USB-C device, I had to deal with adapters. Overall, I'm extremely happy with my upgrade to MacBook Pro M2 Max. It's been a game changer for my workflow and I'm sure it will serve me well for several years to come. If you are in the market for a new MacBook and depending on your workload, I highly recommend getting the most powerful CPU you can get with the most amount of RAM and hope that it will last for next several years. I think this is a good investment. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.